Sobel joins us on the 4-on-2, and wouldn't you like to be a fly in the wall at that dinner tonight?
Yes, and I don't know that anybody can make political sense out of this.
I think we've discovered that these two, no handshake, all the mudslinging,
right.
No handshake. They didn't even look at each other
right.
afterwards. They don't like each other.
And that was negotiated,
right.
You know, that they wouldn't shake hands. I think,
no.
You know, you're talking about, you know, reducing something to such silliness. I mean, these are major issues, major policy questions, and you're worried about whether there's going to be a handshake. You know, it's like somebody needs to put an adult in the room.
Exactly, exactly. Well, let's talk about Mr. Trump, because, you know, last night when he was asked if he would abide by the will of the people,
right.
the vote,
yeah.
and he said, well, we'll see. We'll take a wait-and-see approach, and he got slaughtered in the spin rooms, front page of the Washington Post. I'm sure that line wasn't rehearsed.
No, this is another case where he just off the cuff, shooting from the lip and not thinking through what he was going to say. And then instead of just walking back from it, you know, immediately after or this morning, no, he decides he'll add to it by saying, oh, you know, I'll abide by it if I win.
Exactly. You know? I know, and big deal.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, seemed to have done her homework.
Yes.
You and I were talking off camera. She looked terrific.
Yes.
And she had little digs throughout the program
Absolutely.
that may have seemed inappropriate, but they did their job.
Absolutely, and she had him on his heels all night with the exception of the first 10, 15 minutes. But I didn't think he performed very well last night at all, and I thought she hit a home run, and really it had to be the other way around. He had to hit the home run last night.
He's behind in the polls.
Yes.
He needed to pick up some undecided voters. He may have rallied his base, but
well, the base,
who's going to vote after what they saw?
Well, not only that, as I've said a number of times, his base doesn't win this election. So if he wants to keep going back to the base and reconvincing them, great, but that doesn't win the election.
She did her homework, and Trump took the bait, because when she was asked about WikiLeaks and asked about her emails, she turned the tables and threw a Putin comment at him.
Yes.
And he ran with it.
Absolutely. He had her right in his sights when he said, you notice she's just pivoted.
Right.
And instead of sticking it to her on that point by taking her back to the original premise of the question, no, he ends up saying, I don't know Putin and I don't do business in Russia. And she's able to then, to use that phrase, double down, by saying, how would we know? You haven't let us look at your taxes.
I asked
it was classic trap.
I asked you this last week, but Mike Pence wakes up. He's on all the talk shows, all the morning shows.
Yes.
How does he defend the top of the ticket after that?
Well, I think he is a good soldier, and I think he's going to soldier on to the end of this thing, and someday maybe we'll read about what he was really thinking about through all of this. Yeah. And if he thinks he has a future, then being a good soldier matters in political parties. It just does.
Exactly. Okay, well, 18 days away.
Yes, right around the corner.
All right, Brian, I know we'll see a lot of you.
Absolutely.
Brian Sobel, thanks for coming in. Heather?